Thank you for checking out my YouTube channel. My name is Nathan. I'm here with 656 Sports and Things. Over the past little while, I've been covering the current situation with St.johns and the ABA. And today we're going to cover CEO Joe Newman. He's been the CEO now for the entire existence of the league. And the league is kind of a joke. I'm not saying that because I have any ill will to people, playing out and chasing a dream. But he only charged you about $5,000 to join the league. That's it. You have to take care of your flights, your travel, and all that fun jazz. According to a story back in 2007, the team here in Halifax and a team in the Bahamas had to cancel the game. Now, in most leagues, a schedule will be done out by the league. He lets the teams do it. So essentially, he takes your money and says, have a great day. Let me put that in other perspective. If you or I went and bought, let's say, a McDonald's, you paid a franchise fee for a McDonald's, the McDonald's would at least try to help you as much as they could for you to be successful. Because if your restaurant isn't successful, it makes the McDonald's brand itself look bad. Now, obviously, not every business is going to be successful, but they do give you the training. Also, he actually canceled a playoff game between the Rochester Razor Sharks and another team. He canceled a playoff game a little while before it happened. And you're just like, why are you canceling a playoff game? There's also been a team that made it to the finals, but had to fold before the first game in the finals. So can you imagine that? You playing 2 to 3 rounds of playoffs, making it all the way to the finals, and then we got to fold. Yeah, we're folding. But we're folding. Can you imagine that? In a playoff game on that? He's also something that I found really interesting about the whole thing is he used to own a team in the league. I believe they were the Indiana Legends, because the guy's from Indiana. And he's went and said, and I'm going to link these sources down below. So I don't get charged for defamation of character. He used to own a team called the Indiana Legends. Apparently, one or multiple of his players complain about wages. Now, I'm currently employed. I'm currently a security guard. I like my wage, but it could be better. And I'm sure we've all dealt with not getting paid what we think you're worth at some job. Or we've all had situations where maybe a job doesn't pay us on time. So we're supposed to get paid Friday morning, we get paid Friday night. Things happen, people lose, it happens. But it actually got so bad that the team took him to court. So you can imagine that? Your whole team taking you to court. The whole team. And they won, and they were awarded $80,000. This was going on when Mr. Newman was in Halifax at the ABA All-Star game before Halifax had a team. So he gets home to Indiana because he's running the league out of his basement, apparently, which is odd. You run a league out of your basement. It's a little sketchy. And he meets with the board of directors and like, no, Joe, you got to fix this. Like, you're not paying players. You've been taken to court. Your own team took you to court. Like, you're doing something wrong here somewhere, buddy. Maybe you should sell the league. So instead of hearing what they had to say and being a reasonable person, like, you're right, I screwed up. Hope everyone's okay. I'm going to step down. Maybe we can do something with this league. Maybe we can get new ownership in. No, he fired them. He fired his own board of directors for having the nerve to say, hey, Joe, it's kind of a black eye. He fired them. This is on top of a lot of different things. Yeah. I looked at Eurobasket to try to find as much information about this league as I could. And Eurobasket doesn't even have stats. So, no stats of the league. Right now I'm living in Halifax, but I have lived in Newfoundland for a long time. I have a family I used to live just outside of Gander. I know there's a paper in Gander, I believe it's called the Compass or the Beacon. Please don't quote me on that. But they have a weekly paper, they have a sports section. The only sport in Gander or the area besides like major sports is senior hockey. If I go to that sports page and I open it up, guaranteed I'm going to see the stats of the senior hockey games. And probably no one outside that area cares about the senior hockey scores. It's nothing against Joe, he's just not running a league correctly. Your own team sues you, man. Like your own team. Now, like I said before, I've worked at jobs that sometimes I haven't gotten paid on time. It happens. It shouldn't happen, but it does. People make mistakes, people get tired, checks bounce, orders don't come through, things happen. But for your entire team to go, no buy, like, this is a bit of a shit show. And then to turn around and sue him and get awarded $80,000 in damages. I'm not sure how much that was paid per player. I'm not sure who got what for $80,000. Come on. And when your board of directors bring this up to you and we're like, Joe, this content is detrimental to the league, he fired them. Fired his board. Like, did no one in the city of St. Johns get there and do their due diligence? This is fairly easy to find. I looked up Joe Newman, CEO of ABA, came up. There was an article written in a magazine here in Halifax that a sports writer went and phoned a guy from Indiana, the Indiana Star, because the league is out of Indiana. Their head office is in Indiana. And he was saying, hey, we're looking at getting a team. Can you be a team in the ABA? Can you tell us what's going on? The writer paraphrased and said, we don't cover it anymore. The league's a joke. And that was in the league's home market. So imagine you live in Seattle. Seattle's right now getting an NHL team. The expansion draft was done. They picked their players a few days ago. Someone from the Seattle Tribune or the Seattle Times or another Seattle magazine calls up a paper in New York. Because the NHL's home office is not home office, but league office is in New York. Calls up the Times, calls up the New Yorker or whatever, calls them up, hey, we're getting an NHL team, can you tell us something about the NHL? And they determine, we don't cover the NHL. It's a joke. No one in New York cares about the NHL. Now, I know that New York has a bunch of other teams, but they're still going to cover it. Like I was saying earlier, in St. Johns, I used to live in St. Johns, and if the Telegram did not cover the Edge or the Growlers, the hockey or basketball team, it would be a huge rigmarole. That happened. So it's just odd things. The team in Halifax moved. They joined. They were only in the ABA for a league. They got upset and joined the Premier Basketball League, which was formed after with a couple of other teams from Canada as well. So anyway, that's my 2 cents on the current situation and the rigmarole what's going on at the ABA. I don't exactly know what to say. I don't know why St. John's got involved in this. Could you not do some research and maybe just do a quick Google search? Like, I don't know what situation people are watching this video, but we all have looked for jobs. We've all been there, or we've hired someone. What do you do when you hire someone? You check their references. Usually, you don't have to. I know sometimes it's not done, sometimes it is, but you're going to do your due diligence on that person. If you get a job offer from a company that you know nothing about, you're going to do some research on them. You're going to check their Glassdoor. You're going to check their Indeed. You're going to check that. So why didn't the city of St. John's check what's going on at the ABA and deciding if they really want to do business with these people? Just to let you know that over 100 teams has folded in 5 years. Like, I'm going to bring it back to the franchise model. Let's say Subway. Subway's a pretty big franchise. They make subs. You've all been to a Subway watching this video. I'm assuming you have anyway. If Subway opens up 500 new Subways this year, and 450 of them fail, there's a problem somewhere. Someone needs to see, okay, guys, why are our franchises falling, and have to readjust. Well, the ABA isn't doing that, and as a sports fan who's from Newfoundland, who would like to be able to see the Edge play for selfish reasons because I live in Halifax and want to see them play here, it will be great for the city to maybe get its head out of its arse. Anyway, thank you for checking out the video. If you don't mind hitting like and subscribe, it will be great. And like I said before, the articles that I spoke about are listed in the description. You all have a great day. It was great chatting with you. Bye.